relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with all I ever need. I release my fear, and it's all so clear that I have all I ever need. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well. Welcome, welcome to Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living, this place of love, freedom, acceptance, abundance. Oh my goodness, all of those wonderful qualities of divine. That is each and every one of you here at Spirit in Expression. Today, we celebrate. Yay! Right? I'm not the only one that's feeling it today, right? I had a wonderful surprise birthday party yesterday, so I'm still up in the clouds from that. It was really cool. All my family came here, so it was very wonderful. Come and grow with us. Hello, September. Sundays at 9:45. Don't forget morning meditation. Thank you so much, Cindy, for that wonderful meditation this morning. That was very good. Very nice. It's a great way to start off your week. And on Tuesdays, continuing on with your week at 10 a.m. with yoga with Gail and Ron. They're sitting right here. Dynamic duo. They're back with us. Yay, today. Come in and see them and, celebrate your body with them. Toastmasters is every Tuesday at 4 p.m. If you'd like to learn how to speak and articulate your thoughts in a more precise way, please come out to Toastmasters as well. On Wednesdays at 6 p.m., we have visioning every Wednesday here at Oak Brook, right here by the fireplace. It's very nice and lovely. We vision for ourselves, for the world at large, as well as our community. So come on out for that as well. Sunday brunch is today, Food Sunday. I'm very excited about that. I'm always excited about food. It's after service. If you did not bring a potluck to share, I know, right? The kids are excited about that. If you did not bring a potluck to share, it's okay, because miraculously, we always have enough for everyone. So please join us for that celebration after church today. And today in the garden at 3 p.m. is May Bond. I'm so excited. We have a lot of people coming out for that, for our gathering. It's our 5th year now in the garden, and it is the autumn equinox, and it's also the pagans' Thanksgiving. So we are very excited about that, and so glad that you can join us. Please stay for that. It's going to be lovely in the garden. Our rummage sale is coming up on the 18th. Carol, this lady here is hard working, boy. Let me just tell you. She is fantastic. She's going to speak about that.
I'm still going to ask you to do things. But thank you. Just a couple of things. Next Sunday, Brian will have a slide that will post the drop-off dates here at the center. But basically, the 2 weeks prior to the sale, it'll be from on Tuesday through Friday from 9 to 2. You can drop off here, or if any other times, you can call me and I'll meet you here. The other thing, could you hold that just a moment, is I know I made an announcement that made a few jaws drop a couple of weeks ago about asking people to help me price, so that we wouldn't have to pull everything in and out of the storage so many times. So I came up with an idea to make it easy, and it is the dot system. So I have made several of these cards, and I have pages and pages of dots, and I will give them to whomever is willing to price their own things. And all you have to do is follow this and put a dot. If something's $1, you put a blue dot on it, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to write anything. You don't have to tear anything. You don't have to think about it. Just do it. And I would really, really appreciate it. And the other thing is we have raffle tickets. Again, I know everybody helped sell raffle tickets last year, so I do have blocks of 20 tickets with me this morning. And you can sell the tickets for $1 a piece, and it's a 50-50 raffle. The people do not have to be here to win, so you need to make sure you get their name and phone number on the back of our portion of the ticket. So I'm thanking you in advance for all the help I know you're going to give me. Wait, I'm thanking you in advance for all the help you're going to give me from now until October 18th.
Carol? All righty then. And at this time, I'd like to make a request that all the people sitting in the back just move up for me, please, and come closer. And that way, if somebody comes in later, they can just kind of slip in the back there. I would appreciate that. And to Oakbrook, happy birthday to you. It's coming up on the 22nd. Oakbrook is having a birthday, and I'm very excited about that one too as well. Brian? Yeah, wonderful smell in the kitchen is Brian and Norma.
I haven't even put in there everything else yet. No. As everybody knows, I'm basically a man of very few words here, so I'll make it short and sweet. Next month is the 29th birthday, believe it or not, of Oakbrook. One more, and then we hit the big 3-0. What I'm going to do is ask for not really gifts for the center, but gifts to help the center. I'm going to get with all the department heads, so I'll get with Shanna for the youth department, Donna for music, Reverend Peggy for ecclesiastical, as well as planting, because she has a whole color scheme that I can't imagine sometimes. So I will be getting that list, and then I'll put the list back on the computer table back in my area. And what we're asking for is just if you can donate your time, give your time, and give that as a gift, so we can just have a very happy birthday and celebrate it next month on Brunch Sunday, which is the 18th, believe it or not. 19th. Well, I eat on the 18th too. So.
Thank you, Brian. And I'm really looking forward to everyone getting, involved and getting their 2 cents in to help make his birthday a wonderful one, because I know what a wonderful birthday feels like, so it's wonderful. The Miracle Minute is after service every Sunday. Reverend Gail has started this thing here. Thank you so much. What a gift. Reverend Cindy as well, and Reverend Peggy, Reverend Vicky, all of our ecclesiastical team that got together and did that. It's just a wonderful thing, and my family got that gift last week, and it was so beautiful because it was very needed, and it made a huge difference in the lives of a teenage person, so I really appreciated that. And at this time, we're asking that you hashtag Oakbrook CSL on Facebook or Twitter. Sign in, check in. Don't forget, we're also on YouTube. If you want somebody to watch the service that you were here and you said, oh my God, it was so awesome today, you can show them on YouTube and they can join you in celebrating that as well. And also, we have a QR code on the back of your bulletin, or on the insert. It might be in the insert, that if you would like to tithe in that manner, then go ahead and scan your QR code with your smartphone, and that will usually take care of that for you. We also have envelopes in the back as well for tithing. And at this time, we would ask that you please silence your cell phones so that we can have a interruption-free service. And at this time, the Science of Mind reading by Karen. Yeah, that's right. She is tall.
I love when it all meshes it together, so you find out what you're reading and you're like, positivity rules. So that's just perfect for me. And the first quote as well, what would you do makes a difference. And you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. And that was Jane Goodall, lady, you know who that was, science lady. We, as conscious spirit, set a universal law in motion which makes things from ideas. That was from the Science of Mind. Positivity rules. One positive thought, affirmed and believed, disarms negativity and shines a light in a bright new direction. Because I understand what I want to focus on, I create. I pay attention to where I place my focus as I move through my day. I contribute to a world that works for everyone by choosing to see what already is working. I begin each day with positivity in my heart. I notice the beauty of what I see with my own eyes, hear about from others, and imagine in my own mind how many adults, children, and pets will be hugged today. Kind words said to another, trash recycled, trees planted, and smiles shared. Even in the most economically challenged countries, how many acts of generosity will be offered? Just as we are in relationship with each other, we also share the commonality of music. It has a huge, positive, expressive impact, connecting us to life beyond our thinking minds. It sends a vibrational message with our hearts detect. Our hearts then sends a signal to every cell in our bodies that says, wake up, feel the energy, hear the message. The body responds, and soon we find ourselves grinning, tapping, swaying, singing, dancing, and all sure signs we've gotten the message. What might happen if we all focused on what's already right in today's world? We just might create a world that works for everyone. And the affirmation, is it up there? Yeah. I joyously create a world that works for everyone by looking through optimistic eyes, focusing on what's right in the world. My positivity creates more good. All right, good. So it is.
Well, welcome to Oak Brook, and thank you for moving forward. It's good to have you closer. Let's stand for Colors of Praise, and as we sing it, let's look around the room. We do have lots of colors today.
Dressed in red, stands next to a World War vet. And up in the front there are children, brown, black, and white. Oh, the candle glows and the spirit flows. The word's been brought to life. We come together today, put every difference away to share our colors of praise. Voices in love, reach out to the one God above. We shout with colors of praise, colors of praise. We each walk our different paths, look to find a love that lasts. Here to paint a picture of gladness and joy in God. Some in t-shirts, some wear ties. Many who have changed their lives. From the streets we have come to make this place our very home. Oh, the candle glows and the spirit flows. The word's been brought to life. We come together today, put every difference away to share our colors of praise. We blend our voices with love, reach out to the one God above. We shout with colors of praise, colors of praise.
one another, shall we? Something not on the program, but very important for today, is taking in new members. And so I'm going to ask a few folks to come up that have asked to be new members, and very welcoming them as members of Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living. And so let's just go through the list in no order. My cards got mixed up, so this is the order that we're saying them. Reverend Gail Reuter. Thank you. Carrie Lord. Michael Ogle. Kimberly Fee. Marcus Battaglia. Miranda Battaglia. Tadalus Varula. And Jessica Wanamaker. Okay, So while you're standing there, okay, and would our president of our leadership council, Gail Decant, please also come up? There is not the center and its members. There is the center as its members. The body of Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living is composed of individuals who are its hands, its feet, its head, and its heart. Within the body of Oak Brook moves the spirit of Oak Brook. You have deliberately made yourselves an integral part of this movement. Every individual is an individualization of the presence of God. The presence of God is the divine spirit, which is God. Through each other and in our unified awareness, we share our experience of the presence of God. And each time we think of the spirit of our center, we attune ourselves with the sum of the power, the life, and the love, which is the healing presence that indwells the body of our center. Here are those at this time who have signified their desire to become members of Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living. And I now present Gail Decant, our board president, our leadership council president, who will officially welcome them as members. Come get a mic.
And to a mic. Yes. And you are so welcome. You are all today unifying with each other and with the members of Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living, and of all the centers for spiritual living throughout the world, in a warm and loving divine fellowship of the Spirit. As you enter into this church center, in thought, word, purpose, plan, and action, you are important, so important, in a unique way to each other and to all of humanity. Through your adherence to and practice of the teaching of science of mind, you become a vital factor in establishing and maintaining the kingdom of heaven on earth. As you join in membership cooperation, the experience of each one of you is enlarged and expanded into greater good. For as you enter into a life of service to humankind and to life itself and to God, you knowingly become one with the very spirit of the divine presence. In this way, you increasingly become an influence for good in the lives of all whom you contact. The obligation you place on yourself in the fulfillment of the purpose in your heart and the meaning of this membership is up to you. On behalf of our leadership council and the other members of this church center, I lovingly receive each of you into the membership in the Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you.
Are there others in the congregation this morning who are not yet members but feel the call to be members of Oak Brook at this time? If there's anyone else, please join us up front. Okay. 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 So all that we've just said, Gail and I, applies to you as well. You're doing that, right? Okay. Who would take a picture of us all? And Reverend Vicki, come up and join us too. Who would take a picture? Anybody got a camera handy or a phone that they could get a picture of this awesome group? Here, I'll stand there. I'll stand there. I'll stand there. Okay, we got lots of photos. Good.
Congratulations!
Good word.
Thank you, Kaylee. Okay. Welcome. 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 Good idea. Good idea.
Now we're going to win it.
Very good. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. And do be sure to welcome them at our brunch today. You know, go up to them and welcome them to Oak Brook and tell them how much you're glad that they're a part of what we are and what we do. Oh, yes, children, you may now go to Sunday school. Yay, kids. Thank you for being with us. We wanted to welcome Ted into our center. Ted needed to be, the kids needed to be in here as well, which was good. Now to lead us on our affirmations, Ken Green. That thing wanted to go down, so I'll just hand you the mic. How's that?
Hold this here.
Yes, please do that. Yes.
There are 3 affirmations that I would like us to join in. This is a statement of truth known and accepted. The first one, beyond the screen. Like the autumn leaves, I know when to let go, so that something new can come to life. Like the birds flying south, I allow Spirit to guide me on my journey through life. I celebrate autumn growth, and so it is. From what we believe in Science of Mind. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. And our special Oak Brook affirmation. Let's hear it for Oak Brook. I am thankful for Oak Brook, for the teaching of the Science of Mind as an empowering way of life at every age, and for the abundance it brings into my life, my center, and my world. I am grateful for our ever-growing spiritual community of love, unity, and acceptance.
I celebrate with a thankful heart our beautiful music center
as we welcome our divine unfoldment through gifts of music, our encouragement of our youth, and all life-enhancing activities. Oak Brook's vision supports us all in experiencing full, realized lives as spirit and expression. God's love empowers.
Good morning, everyone. And now just take a few moments. You can hear me okay? Good. These moments are so precious because they get us into a mindset of what we are going to experience and what we already have experienced. For we know that there is the one God, the one power, the one presence. There's not an accident that you joined with us today as a member. Not an accident that you're here today, knowing that all is good and all is God, and feeling the divine presence within each person. And so it is Reverend Peggy. She is giving wonderful talks, and I learn every week. And I know you do too, because as you look for that one comment that changed your life today, no, there'll be another one, and another one, and another one. And so with great thanks, we give all the wonderful folks that are here right now a grand blessing, and so it is.
Thank you. So nice to see a full house. Almost full house, isn't it? Everybody looks so nice and colorful. You'll see we have a theme today. You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world
full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness there inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Show me a smile then, and don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can, then you call me up, because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. I can't remember when I last saw you laugh. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you call me up, because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I'll see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors. Your true colors are shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow.
You are all so beautiful. Don't you love what a song can do to you? Isn't it wonderful what a song can do? It gets you all set, too, for my talk. Autumn growth. I was thinking about autumn, and I put two words together that you often do not see together. You think spring growth and summer growth, but I don't think I'd ever seen those two words back to back before, and yet there's such great good in that. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, if you want to learn to grow, if you want to learn about the way Spirit works, the way God works, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't know exactly the words, I didn't get the quote. He said, look at nature. If we want to learn how life can unfold better than it has, you might not want to use people as examples for that. You might instead want to use nature as an example for that. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at autumn. We're going to take a look at what happens in autumn and know that Spirit is through and in all of that. And so let's get going, shall we? Okay, trees know when to let go of their leaves in preparation for new buds to form in the spring. Sometimes we think, well, it's gotten to be fall, and how many of you were from up north where leaves fall in the fall, more than here? Yeah, you know what that's about, right? And as kids, you might have scuffled through the leaves and made piles of leaves and jumped in the leaves, and then you smell the burning leaves as people burn them in the fall. The idea, though, is that it isn't the wind that makes the leaves fall off the trees. The trees do it to themselves. The trees know There's this knowingness in them, and this is going to keep coming up this morning, this idea of knowingness. They know and they actually prepare for it. And here's a microscopic picture of what's going on at that place between the leaf and the stem. There's actually, at this time of year, new cells coming into place that act like scissors. And can you see that line down through there? And so when the wind blows and it's time for them to fall, because of course keeping the leaves on the trees through the winter up north isn't a good idea. That which has been making food all summer could become a detriment in the winter. And so they fall. And of course this also has something to do with, let's go back to the picture of the colored leaves. So as the leaves are getting ready to fall and as those scissors cells are getting in place, there's a disconnect happening within the leaf itself, and some of the color that was hiding beneath the chlorophyll now has a chance to shine forth, and you see the color that was there all summer long. And in addition to that, the cooler weather causes some of the sugars that remain in the leaves to turn color. Maple leaves get especially red because of that. And then some like the oaks that turn kind of a brown color. It's the waste products, I guess, in the leaves that when the chlorophyll is gone, that shows forth. So we get all kinds of colors. Well, even leaves have waste products, so... And why wouldn't they turn brown? Oh, okay, so here we are with this idea that trees know when to let go. And I understand last week Reverend Cindy did a wonderful talk on letting go. And I heard it as well, the last part of it. I didn't hear the first few minutes, but what we put on the radio this morning was the last 30 minutes of her talk. And so all of Ocala knows what she said last Sunday. And what a great talk it was, and what a wonderful lead-in it is to us, this idea of letting go. That the tree doesn't die just because the leaves let go. It's wise for the trees to let go of the leaves. And so for us to learn to let go is something we can learn from nature or from Cindy Grimes, whichever you choose. Yeah. Okay. Something else that happens in the fall is the birds fly south, right? How do they know to do that? How do they know where to go every time? I've got a hummingbird that comes back every spring, and I know he's the same guy because he looks alike, and he sits on my bird feeder for hummingbirds exactly the same. How does he go across the Gulf of Mexico to Central America, to wherever it is that he's supposed to go, and then come back to my bird feeder outside my kitchen window? Here's some paths of some of the birds. You know, some fly all the way, those Arctic terns fly all the way from the North Pole to the South Pole, over the ocean. Even the hummingbirds with their tiny little bodies fly hundreds of miles, no matter what path they take from Florida over the ocean to get where they're going. How do they know to do that? And I've got a picture of several animal migrations here. The salmon going upstream to spawn and my hummingbird in the middle there. The humpback whales are amazing, aren't they? They summer in, for the ones that I've studied the most, summer outside Alaska where all the food is so great in the summer. And then in the winter, they have their young and live 4 months without any food near Hawaii. To them, that's a desert. How do they do that? How do they know to do that? Let's look at nature and see it as an example of what it is we can learn for our own lives. We might call it omniscience, the all-knowingness of God. We might call it wisdom, intelligence. In animals, we call it instinct. If you were to ask a hummingbird how it knows where to go, I don't think it could tell you, at least not in English, right? That instinct in animals parallels intuition in humankind, if we're listening. That very same wisdom that exists in the animal kingdom and even in the plant kingdom is, of course, in us, because God's everywhere present, and in us it has even a greater potential, doesn't it? Because of our wisdom, our knowingness, our growth, the size of our brain perhaps, and yet how often do we find that decision making is difficult because we're not perhaps honing in on that skill of intuition. And so I come back to that word knowingness. And for us to allow autumn to be a time of knowingness, a time of growing in our awareness of that wisdom that's ever available to us to guide us in whatever the challenges are before us. and for us to bring it back to this idea of growth. And so let's do that by looking at a tree. Now, I didn't find a picture of a tree, roots, and a bare tree, but as we go along, if you could imagine that. This is an autumn tree. And in Florida, the leaves are still green. But for us to take a look at the root growth, you know, in the seedlings, the roots grow first, don't they? As we look at those ones on the left, when the seed is just sprouting, there's nothing above the surface yet. All of the growth that's taking place is taking place beneath the surface. We couldn't see it if we were looking at it in any other way other than evidently they've grown it along a pane of glass or something, so we can take a picture of it. Someone did. With that idea. And so as we think about growth and autumn growth, I'm especially inviting us to take a look at what's going on behind the scenes through the fall and the winter months when the tree appears to be dormant. And the autumn growth in you and in me. That we're not just human beings having a spiritual experience, we are spiritual beings having that human experience. So autumn growth to me is growth that's not yet shown itself in manifestation. Now, how many of us in our individual lives find that the things we want to manifest in our lives don't show up as quickly as we would like them to show up sometimes? Oh, I put my hand up twice on that one, right? You know, this idea, and for us to not lose heart when that's happening, for us to know what growth is really all about, and for us to know that autumn growth is what we can trust. We're learning from nature today, right? And Jesus said it this way, walk by faith and not by sight. Or maybe that was Paul, I'm not sure. But the idea that as we're growing through, we have a theologian in the back, and he knows it was Paul and not Jesus. So he laughed at me. That's okay, Marcus. I really do know Paul said that. Or wrote that. He didn't put it on bricks like this, but it's still what we're talking about is having the faith when it's not showing up yet. And that's what I'm encouraging us to do, to get into alignment with what's happening in the autumn all over our country, and for us to walk by faith. The tree does that, right? It doesn't walk anywhere, but it's doing what it needs to do behind the scenes so that it can show forth. Because what we are is consciousness. Again, we're not that human being having a spiritual experience. We are a spiritual being having that human experience. And I think Cindy talked to this last week, and she did such a good job of that. You know, your body's changed perhaps over the years. You're not an infant anymore, and yet who you are remains the same, doesn't it? No matter what age you are, you're still you. And nothing can take that away. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about that thing that's invisible in our lives. And here at Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living and the Science of Mind philosophy, this is what we focus on. We focus on that which is our consciousness. That's what the science of mind really means. Someone had renamed it once and called it ecology of consciousness. I like science of mind just fine, don't you? But this idea that what we're dealing with, in order to have the full, rich spiritual life, but also to manifest in our lives that which we would desire, we would have a look at our thoughts. We would have a look at what we're thinking, what we're believing, what we're coming from as our lives unfold. So we could call that inner growth. And I'm inviting us to water our roots today, which is what I think this person is doing. So let's take a look at what we would be talking about from the science of mind perspective in order to manifest those things in our outer life that we would choose to manifest. And so what we're going to deal with first are the things that are what? Invisible to us. Those thought things. So wholeness could be one. Let's say a health challenge is before us, or there's something about our physical nature that we would choose to change, for us to work first on that which is invisible, about that wholeness, that perfection that we would desire. Another one might be abundance. And this is one that's really a great example to look at nature instead of at people, right? How many people were raised in a home where there was a lack consciousness? And yet, even while all of that was going on in our home environment, if we would have looked out the window, we would have seen abundance in nature, right? And for us to know that that is the truth, and for us to turn our attention away from that which we do not wish to desire in our life, which would be lack, and to turn our attention toward that which is abundance. And the same would be true for a number of other qualities that we would say are qualities of God: peace and love and beauty and divine activity and divine order and ultimately joy. So all of those things we could, as we apply our science of mind principles in our lives, be putting down roots. Now think about what happens with the tree when it puts down roots in the winter and in the fall. It's reaching into new territory that it has not reached before in the ground, right? That would give it more moisture potential for the leaves in the spring, right? And in addition to that, it also is reaching new minerals in the soil that would be like vitamins to the plant, right? So for us to think of these qualities of God, and there are others, wisdom isn't up there for some reason. I talked about it earlier, but it's not on this particular thing that I put together for you. Whatever it is that we would choose to have manifest in the top part of our tree, we need to go deep into our roots to lay the groundwork for it to show forth later. And here's where the science of mind comes back in and how we apply that. And so how do we do those root things, and how do we do those invisible things? Sunday talks might feed you spiritually and encourage you to have some new perspectives. Our classes, and how many of you are in foundation class? We got a number of people, and Miranda's joining us, right? Yeah, on Tuesday nights. And if you'd like to take foundations and you're not signed up, see me after the service. We have time. We have room in the class, don't we, classmates? Yes. We have room for more. We have 7 now, but we have room for more. Classes and books. You know, you can read about a topic that we wanted to study. Let's say we want to grow in our abundance consciousness. Let's say we've been experiencing lack in our life. You know, we've got a whole shelf of abundance books in our lending library to go and read about. Read from Catherine Ponder and Eric Butterworth and others, to put our attention on the thing we want to outpicture by studying it, by learning about it, by ultimately meditating upon it, right? And then our spiritual tools of visioning and meditation, of spiritual mind treatment and affirmative prayer. And then ultimately, if that doesn't work for us, go get help, right? We've got ministers that have studied these principles, practitioners. We have the World Ministry of Prayer. Call them on the phone. The number's in your program. Call them and have them help you grow into this area. Help them help you put roots down in that area of your life. It isn't something that we have to do all by ourselves. And then for us to know that what we're talking about is growth in consciousness. That's what we're after here. Now, you know, growth is an interesting thing, and I have this book called Spiritual Growth, and I'll be referring to it a lot next month. But I loved one of the things that she said about in accelerating your growth. And this is a book written by, not a Science of Mind student. She's a channeler, but she's got great stuff in here too. And I've forgotten her name, just a second. Sanaya Roman. And it's not a new book. But she says, how much do you desire growth? To intensify your desire to grow, ask your higher self to show you how your life will become even better as you grow spiritually. Some people think that growing spiritually means you have to give up all the things you love doing. Instead, imagine that the more you grow, the more joyful and peaceful your life will become. You will be even more in touch with the stable, balanced, and calm inner part of yourself. You will be doing things you love and carrying out your higher purpose with a deep sense of inner satisfaction. You know, there was a time in my life when I thought in order for me to feel really good, I had to solve a really big problem. And I think that came from school, when there was a sense of accomplishment, when you did a good grade on a test or figured out a problem in mathematics that was a difficult problem. Somehow I transferred that over into my life. And there was a period in my life where I was attracting all kinds of problems so that I could feel good after I solved them. As I look back on it, that's what I think I was doing. And she speaks to this. She says, if you believe If you believe that growth comes from struggle, you will create crises by which to grow. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is to dissolve any negative pictures you have about growth. Give yourself permission to have valuable and worthwhile things, such as your spiritual growth, come easily. It takes far less time and energy to grow through joy than to grow through struggle. Some people enjoy telling stories of how hard something was for them, as if their struggle was an accomplishment. How much more fun it would be to trade stories about how easily things came. You do not have to work hard day and night, feel exhausted, or surmount incredible odds and obstacles to have worthwhile achievements and grow spiritually. Some of you worry when things get too easy. As you increase your vibration, things will get easier. The challenge lies not in how hard things are, but in how expansive you can make your vision and how much can be accomplished with economy of energy, joy, and creative intent. If you have a situation in your life right now that is less joyful than you want it to be, realize that it is teaching you important lessons. If you are in crisis, you may be reaching inward to the deepest part of your being and gaining a new strength and courage. You can choose to learn these lessons and gain these qualities with joy. Simply stop for a moment and make the decision to do so. Things may not change overnight, but they will change. Your higher self will begin to create circumstances that allow you to experience the same growth through joy that in the past you created through struggle. Now, I had not read this book at the time that I got that aha. I was in the middle of a crisis situation with my work, and I felt such relief when the problem was solved. And then, for the very first time, I realized that connection, that somehow I had misconstrued the idea that solving problems and feeling good at the end wasn't the only way to solve problems. It was heading off at the pass, perhaps, making different choices at the beginning, and knowing that good can come with ease. Who was it? Walter Starkey wrote the book, Life is Not Meant to Be a Struggle. For us to get that concept that life is not meant to be a struggle, and this is again a place for us to look to nature rather perhaps than to other people to learn this lesson. How many people have seen a tree struggle to grow? Or a flower to burst forth into bloom? Is it working hard, or is it just naturally unfolding? For us to use nature to, and perhaps here's one that goes along with Cindy's talk last week as well. How many trees have you seen that are just refusing to let go of their leaves in the fall? Say, nope, that's a pretty one. I'm not going to let it go this year. You know, but then over the winter it gets all withered and dried up, and the tree actually suffers from it being on it. And in the spring, there's no room for a new leaf to come out. For us to get into that place of learning from nature and to be in line with autumn growth. Okay? You have the ability to choose what you will do with your life. You are unified with the law which automatically produces that choice. Let me do that again. You have the ability to choose what you will do with your life. And you're unified with a law which automatically produces your choice. And so I have an acronym for autumn for us all here. Already united with truth and understanding manifests naturally. Or if I were to add a few more words, you are already united with truth, and understanding that allows you to manifest naturally. Autumn growth. Okay, so let's do our affirmation, shall we? Like the autumn leaves, I know when to let go so that something new can come forth. Like the birds flying south, I allow Spirit to guide me on my journey through life. I celebrate autumn growth, and so it is. Let's turn within, shall we? Let's celebrate that it's autumn. Let's celebrate how colorful each and every one of us is. In our clothing, in our skin color, how wonderful color is. Let's give thanks for the wonderful lessons that autumn teaches us in nature. That we can apply them to our lives, we can learn to let go, we can learn to allow that knowingness of God to lead us. We can take advantage of all the things that Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living offers us in the way of growth. And we know that growth can be easy. I do give thanks that all of this is so. And so it is.
Jonathan Noyes sell those this week.
When I was a child, I could see the wind in the trees, and I heard a song in the breeze. It was there singing out my name. But I'm not a girl. I have known the taste of defeat, and I finally grown to believe it will all come around again. And though I may, and though I may not know the answers, I can finally say I'm free. And if the questions let me hear them, I am who I was born to be. And so here am I, open arms and ready to stand. I've got the world in my hand, and it feels like my turn to fly. May not have the answers, I can finally say I'm free. And if the questions let me hear them, I am who I was born to be. When I was a child, there were flowers that bloomed in the night, unafraid to take in the light, unashamed to have braved the dark. Though I may not know the answers, I can finally say I'm free. And if the questions let me hear them, I am who I was born
We're so blessed. Aren't we so blessed? True colors, and we're who we are meant to be. Did you get it? You got it, right? Now it's time to celebrate our abundance. As we take our gift in our hand, let's hold it over our heart, or if we give just monthly or twice a month and not today, let's know that our givingness doesn't stop just because we're not putting something in. And let's do our affirmation in unison together. How good it is to know that I am the place where the abundance of the universe flows. And as the abundance flows through me, it is with a grateful heart that I give. I know that as I give, so much more is given back to me. Gratefully and joyfully, I give of my time, my talents, my gifts, and my heart. And so it is. And those of you with prayer requests, please hold them up so that who's got the prayer chest? Carol's got the prayer chest, can find you. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Can I have the mic just a minute? If the names, clipboards haven't gotten all the way across, if you could find them and pass them across, please. Would you sign in and pass it across?
All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly.
All I give comes back to me, blesses me abundantly. Let's turn within, shall we? Feel that wonderful abundance of the universe flowing through us, meeting every need, lifting us into that place of overflow of good. I give thanks for our tithes and offerings today. I know that Oak Brook exists because it is a divine idea and because of the givingness of each one over the years and right now. I give thanks for divine abundance filling and sustaining this center and all that it is about. I give thanks knowing that when we give, we set that wonderful law of circulation in motion, and it always blesses us tenfold and more. Our lives are enriched because we are in the flow of that wonderful, unlimited abundance of spirit. I give thanks also for our prayer requests today. I know that in that field of all possibilities, in that wonderful one mind of the allness of the divine, the answer to every prayer already exists. I give thanks for our prayer ministry team, our ministers and practitioners who will be praying about each of these requests in confidence this week, knowing that that outcome is assured. And I claim for each and every one, this or something better is happening. Answered prayer, God in expression. How wonderful it is. I give thanks that all of this is so. And let us say together, and so it is. And now in preparation for Cindy giving us our spiritual mind treatment, our affirmative prayer today, let's remain seated and sing, How Could Anyone Ever Tell You?
how deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful?
Take this moment now to just turn within. Maybe close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. For it is from this place within, the secret place of the Most High, where we feel our sense of oneness, our connection with the Divine Presence. It is the presence and the power that runs in and around and through all things, all-knowing, all-powerful, and everywhere present, throughout the cosmos, throughout the earth, and all of nature, and throughout each and every one here today. As part of that magnificent power and presence, I speak my word for myself and each of those here present today. There is an infinite intelligence that manifests as each one, guiding and leading us in all ways and in all circumstances. I affirm that regardless of what situations, what challenges people may be going through, that they express the wisdom that empowers them to know what, when, and how to do whatever is necessary to bring about the highest and best. We are each learning, growing, and evolving into greater and greater expressions of who we are born to be. I affirm that we release that which no longer serves us with grace and with ease, that the letting go is gentle and easy, and that which comes forth is the divine perfection, the wholeness, the beauty, the abundance, peace, love, and joy that is at the center of being. I know that as the divinity of each one shines forth, each one lights the path for others in their lives. I affirm that the lives each person touches are enhanced and made more joyous because of the people that are here today. I affirm the safety and well-being of each one here and of all their loved ones. And I release these words with gratitude and joy, in faith, believing, and knowing that it is already done. And so it is.
Let's form our circle, shall we? The kids are here. Very good. We don't need to go up. We don't need to go up. Yeah, we do a circle. Yes.
How are you today?
We're going to do a birthday too. Who has a September birthday?
I'm blessed because
Who have September birthdays beside Donna? Okay, Carol. Yes, Carol. Sam. Who else has a September birthday? Craig, come up here. The cake is coming. Come to the center front.
one of the children on the screen. Good to have you.
Who wants imaginary candles?
Oh, here. We know this one works. Yeah, come on.
I think I knew one.
You have a birthday in September? Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, good.
Is it your birthday too?
Yeah, outstanding. There we go. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. God bless you. Happy birthday to you. See ya. Okay. Could I have my mic? I still do. And before we do our Oakbrook song, if we take just a moment to bless our food, shall we take just a moment as we turn within, giving thanks for this wondrous feast that is before us. We know that it has been prepared by loving hands. It blesses and nourishes our bodies as we partake of it. We give thanks for fellowship with one another. And we give thanks knowing that what we partake of today is a symbol of divine love that blesses us and sustains us in every way. And so it is. Okay, our Oakbrook song.
We look around, our family is here, Spirit has guided, and now we can see clear. Oakbrook's our center for spiritual living, a place we can share, cause all are so giving. Leave today with our hearts anew, an example to the world, that's me and you. So we join hands and hearts till we all meet again, united together as family and friends. We stand for something and against nothing. We accept everyone without changing them, awakening people to the truth of their inherent divinity, creating a world that works for all humanity. Look around, our family is here, Spirit has guided, and now we can see clear. Oakbrook's our center for spiritual living, a place we can share, cause all are so